Good move, getting out of the
15
way there
love.
from Burus. Anderson trying to body him with the ball. Hit into his frame.
Through the legs.
Yep. Great lob. Whew.
Couldn't quite get that
15
one before
all.
the screen.
Yeah, good pace from Anderson. He held it well too. Made Irdoja rush for it to the side screen. Good
15-30.
Bostrom made a move, but he had to go back.
Yeah, Burus did a good job seeing his position, gauging where to hit the overhead.
Oh, great move by Anderson.
Wow.
So nice.
15-40.
What a shot. Point set up by patience, moving the lob around, then the quick strike.
Just the recognition that that's the time to come in.
Yeah, it's funny. In the rest of the point, nothing really happened. And then that one moment, seeing that moment to make your fast move. That's a great ball at the crease. Oh, look at that confidence.
He got it.
What a get from Irdoja. Sun's getting lower and lower. Probably only got about 5 more minutes with it. I wouldn't say it's affected anything so far.
Another great get. There we go.
Oh, look at that play.
Saved it for a good time.
Great break
Game
there from Anderson and Bostrom.
Score is 3-all, first set.
Nice job by Bostrom backing up Anderson, and no call.
Oh, he missed it.
Out. He had that perfectly played. He's like, I've got it perfectly, and he overplayed the volley.
He couldn't believe it. He didn't hear that they didn't call that he was in.
Yeah, no call there from Irdoja and Burus had no idea Anderson snuck in there. Gave him an easy layup, and, well, he missed the layup. Oh, you got to play the jumping inverted backhand. Yeah, it's a good look. He read it. He knew it was
15
coming.
all.
He cut it off with a good attacking angle. He was actually ahead of it. He got on top of it a little too much, but you can't fault him for that. So we got some scores coming in. Araya Palmer are down 2-5 against Broderick Palmer, so a good early lead for them. And we were worried about Broderick Palmer's form, but maybe we shouldn't be.
30-15.
That's great. Congratulations to them. And that's the tricky part of this draw. It's such an open year on both the men's and the women's side, Lauren. You know,
That's for sure. Usually going into nationals, someone is dominated for a good portion of the season, and that's just not happened on either side this year, which makes it exciting.
Yeah, very exciting. You know, and it's interesting
30
how these
all.
draws work out. So you have, Broderick Palmer is a floater team just coming in at the end, but still, national champions 4 times and just, legendary team. And they're seeded 7th here, and they're coming up against the number 2 seeds. And then on the other side, we're going to have some great quarters later on. Possibility of a Hughes Powers matchup against Durant Mitchell, but they got to get through their tough quarters first.
Right.
Compton and Kaler are going to have a lot to say about it.
Compton and Kaler have had 2 tough wins to get here in a
Yep.
row.
$40-30.
Great spike there from Burus. Oh, Anderson with a good read.
Okay. Little
right, so-
turnaround
Game
here,
Yeah,
Brad.
little turnaround, but
Bostrom, they lead the
You wouldn't
first
say there's
set,
anything
4 games to
massively
3.
changing here. I think the biggest difference is you've gotten just a couple errors from Burus and Irdoja, but mostly Anderson's moves, his quick
Yeah.
moves and his ability to read some blitzes have come in huge on big points. It's just a couple of big points here and there. Able to turn it around, take the 4-3 lead. Good stuff.
Be interesting to see if now that they have the lead, Anderson continues to try to make things happen.
Tell me how you guys are feeling on lights, too.
You know, he's got to know it's been working well.
It's
So
up to you guys.
I'm sure he is. The sun is now down. We're done. I expect the lights are coming on right away. Temp's probably going to drop a little. I don't think it'll affect play at all, but it's completely down. I don't think, we were talking about that, I don't think it affected play at all.
It didn't really seem to. Credit to these guys for
15 love.
managing the sun well.
But now that the sun's down, we'll see if things open up with a few more.
Tell you what, it's easier
Cut
for us to
over.
30
see.
love.
A lot easier for us to see, that's for sure. I'm about to take my hat off.
Yep, time. Big drive from
Yeah, great
Anderson.
drive.
Gets it through.
$30-15.
$30-15. First set to Broderick Palmer, 6-2 over Ryan Parsons. Nope.
Oh, great play.
That was a tough volley he made coming in like that.
I mean, both of them.
Yeah.
Burris's volley was really tough.
Yeah. That's what I meant. Burus is like running forward like that.
Yeah. Goes for the hard overhead at the crease and then doesn't catch the nick. So the ball's sitting up and he bails. Great lob right back. Yeah, we are. We just got that report. Broderick and Palmer won the first set 6-2, and we're hearing from our side of the court and through our
30
live
all.
stream too, the anguished screams of Araya, which we've heard before. So see if they can right the ship.
You don't need to get updates from when one
You
Araya's
just
playing.
listen to the
Yeah.
Araya screams, but you get screams of happy too sometimes. The,
You have to be able to
come
distinguish
on!"
which
Yes,
are
yes.
which.
Right. The emotional waves are always funny, but you're right. One way or another, you're getting a reaction. Yeah, this is great. So from Bostrom and Anderson, first couple of games, we saw a few misses. They're drying up.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen basically Irdoja and Burus being pretty consistent throughout. But at this point, if you have to say who's bringing a little more, it's Anderson and Bostrom. You got the Anderson blitz, and then they're getting a few more of the drives from the backcourt. Like that. Great shot in transition.
30-40.
So from 30 love up to 30-40, Anderson Bostrom have a chance to serve for the set.
Great return, right on the
Yeah.
line.
Beautiful, but he also did a smart thing. He's moving his spots around.
Yeah.
And actually, he's one of the best in the game, Bostrom, at holding his drive. He's very
Game
slippery. He just
Anderson
kind of flips
Bostrom.
it one way or the other. And he has such
They lead the
natural
first
power
set,
that
5
he
games
just
to 3.
hits it behind you. And he did a great job because you see Burris looking to move. A lot of these players are looking to cut off balls, so you got to take a return down the line. So Bostrom to serve for this set. Now, we were talking before about the Burris backhand as being something that might be important in this match, right?
Yes.
Or a key to
Love
victory.
15.
How many Burris backhands have we even seen?
I mean, he's actually missed one or two, and it hasn't.
Yeah,
been a-
basically we haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not showing up. So they're going to need to find some offense. Right now, all they're doing is hanging in these points from the backcourt, and you're seeing that Bostrom and Anderson just got a little more when it comes to these points, either transitionally or from the net. Or more or less, actually, you could say that Burris and Irdoja have a little less from the backcourt when they're back there.
There's the move.
That's a good blitz, but Anderson has been dominating in
15
his
all.
blitz moves. I said it before too, the Burst does like the blitz, but I have yet to see a ton of success with it. I mean, Burst is the one making the offensive move, and Anderson's the one stuffing him because he's seeing it and blitzing it.
And he
I mean,
knew
he's
right
almost-
where Burris was going with it. He just
Yeah.
moved right over.
And he basically turned that blitz right on its ear.
Yeah.
See, there it is. Great moves. And an angry Bursch.
30-15.
They have that set play. and neither Burus or Irdoja are closing off the net. So they're volleying defensively from back.
And is that because they're not reading it?
It's because they're not reading it, and they're not paying attention to
Yeah,
it right
they're
now.
not-
They
right.
have to. The last match they played against Hughes and Powers, which was a strange match, because
Yeah.
they were about to lose. They were down 5-1, 40 love, and then somehow they win 6 games in a row, and then it turns into a barn burner. But they were able to turn that third set into that incredible set by getting close to the net, sticking some volleys, even occasionally volleying offensively. Now, naturally, as a team, Burus and Irdoja volley more defensively. And they're going to have to change that. They're going to have to get a
40,
guy on the
15.
net because they're losing the net. They're getting blitzed. And we talked about before who wants the net. And we were talking about, but right now they have nothing from the backcourt, so they need
Yeah.
the net. They're getting carved up in the backcourt.
Game Anderson Bostrom. They win the first set 6-3.
So the early break there to Burus and Irdoja, and then pretty much been all Anderson Bostrom since. Great set from them. Burus and Irdoja need to find a few answers and a little different gear.
BTIG is a global financial services firm specializing in institutional trading, investment banking, research, and related brokerage services. With an extensive global footprint and more than 600 employees, BTIG operates out of 18 cities throughout the U.S., Europe, Asia, and Australia. BTIG offers execution, expertise, and insights for equities, equity derivatives, ETFs, fixed income, currency, and commodities. The firm's core capabilities include global execution, portfolio, electronic and outsourced trading, transition management, investment banking, prime brokerage, capital introduction, corporate access, research and strategy, commission management, and more. I almost got through it right, all perfectly. I think I could do it.
Check your hands here. I have 0 chance of doing it.
You guys want lights, right? Did we say?
If I were the players, I'd have to have
Live stream.
So, Lauren, great set there.
It was fun to watch. I mean, you're right. Anderson and Bostrom really stepped up and took it to them.
Well, they found the places where they could get their points. Bostrom's ability to strike the ball on both sides has been huge in both of in their match before. It's huge. It's the strength of his game, right? And they're finding offense from the backcourt in a place where Burus and Irdoja are not. And as a consequence, whenever Burus and Irdoja lose the net, they're losing 70% of the points right now. Maybe not that many, but they're on the losing end. So what they're going to have to do going forward, I think, is they're going to have to close off the net in these crucial moments. Make sure that Anderson cannot get a blitz move where he's able to volley down at them and they're volleying up to him. And they're just going to have to find a space to set up their offense. I mean, and clearly at this point in time, I've seen Burus confident with his backhand, and I've seen him crush it, and then I've seen him less confident. And right now, we're going to have to see some confidence. But you develop that, when the points get set up. They have a whole nother gear, Burus and Irdoja. That's a great strike. Oh, that's just perfect. Slides one off the left hip of Burus. Then he goes to the right hip of Irdoja, and then quick block lob. It's just a perfect combination from Bostrom. And now you see him. They're at the net again. Can Burus and Irdoja find some offense? Because ever since they stopped trying to cut and miss those overheads, without the errors, they got to win these points.
Yeah.
Haven't found it yet.
Well, they're doing a good job staying in this point. Bostrom and Anderson have had some big shots.
Yeah, Burus and Irdoja have been good, Lauren. I think they're staying in the points
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
But how are they affecting the outcome
Yeah.
of the points, right? And how are they holding on to the net?
There's a backhand.
Yep. Mid-pace backhand,
Yeah.
which is fine. I think he called for that there. At least he hit it. You got to make him have it, and that's good. That's good for them. The more cutters they try and miss, that means Burus and Irdoja might be getting to him a little. But still, we haven't seen them win the point with the drive yet. And here they are at the backcourt again. There you go. 2 overhead errors. Neither overhead difficult, or would you say it was a deep, tough lob?
Now, both Bostrom just tried to do a little too much.
Oh,
Good
hold.
lobs. Oh, there it is.
Again, they're both off the net. Now there I kind of get it, but they're both just hovering. When somebody's going back to hit an overhead, no one's looking to close. See, even there, he was volleying that ball from 4 feet off.
Left cord.
Great shot.
$30-15.
All right, I like this. They're putting Burus in the middle. I love the use of an Austrian. Try to hold that net. There you go. Good. Great lob there from Anderson.
Yeah, this is the first point this game. They've been at the net and they're serving.
Kept it low enough.
40-15.
Bostrom had to hit that up with spin. He didn't get enough of it there, but that was not the easiest drive, so that was a decent overhead. Made a move, kept it low. All right, great
Game
hold there.
Burus Irdoja. They lead the second set 1-0. Anderson
job.
Bostrom won the first set 6-3.
Okay, good start for Burus Irdoja.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, it's a great start. They also got a couple of overhead errors in that game from Bostrom, which is how we saw that they got their lead in the first set starting off. And once those errors dried up from Bostrom and Anderson, it was able to take the lead. Oh, tell you, Anderson's been volleying lights out. It's sort of easy to kind of forget, Lauren, that Anderson and Bostrom gave Hughes and Powers all they could handle in the quarterfinals of Nationals last year, playing a brilliant tactical match. They lost in 3, but because they haven't played much this year, like we were saying before, they're a top 10 team for sure.
That was a good job by Burus and Irdoja neutralizing the blitz.
Yeah, but it was also a really good blitz. I mean,
Yeah.
it put him into some trouble.
Yeah. Got him again.
15 love.
Anderson just has such a good sense of when to go in.
He really does. Ooh.
30 love.
But that's one of the signs. It's not a good one. If Burus is not feeling the backhand, it is a bit of a temperamental. As good as his backhand is, it can be temperamental. Then he tends to put his offense in his back pocket, and then that tightness that we talked about in the Viking Keys to Winning will come in. Glad he took a swing, but so Broderick and Palmer continue their march up 3 love in the second set.
30-15.
Having every answer so far. So 6-2-3 love for Broderick Palmer against Araya Parsons. And it's funny how matchups change and things go on. It was a 3-set war in the round before for Araya Parsons with Crick and Lofgren, who are a very good team, but you would think the opposite. You would think this would be the 3-set. Now, it may turn into that, but you would think this would be the 3-set war, and they'd get through Crick and Lofgren, but not to be. Matchups, how you play that day, or that moment against that opponent. It all makes a difference. That's a great rip. Lob. But here's where, yes, but that's where they got to close off the net. They see these drives coming. Look at Anderson. He's right in there. They're not. Look at where Burus is.
40-15.
Look where Irdoja was, halfway back in the box, stabbing at a volley, as opposed to closing off the net, tightening up the positioning. Even if you get lobbed over it, that's okay, because you won't lose the point if you get lobbed over. You go back, but out of position with the guy blitzing forward, you can just outright
Game
lose.
Anderson Bostrom.
Anderson just
score is
stuffed a
1-all.
tough volley.
Second set.
His volley is
Way up. It was like way up at his neck, and he got the
Incredible.
paddle up there and hit down on it.
it comes again.
He's feeling good right now.
He's feeling great, but they're helping him too
Yeah.
a little bit. You know, they're not taking these things away. Now, it could be that that's their thought. You know, look, we'll just keep
15
playing.
love.
Yeah.
We know these guys have the possibility to start throwing some errors in at various times. We'll outlast them. They might be winning now, but we're going to catch them. Eventually, they're going to make 5, 6 errors. The problem with that thought process is, what if they don't? It's not really in your control. You're counting on their errors, right? When you need to be able to count sometimes on your own shots. It's a good back in from Burus.
Well, they're definitely missing rollers.
Well, no, but this is
30
it.
love.
On balance, if you look at it, how many points, if you look back even over the past bunch of games, have Burus and Irdoja won?
Almost none.
Yeah,
but
very few to none,
yeah.
right? They haven't won any points. Now look, making errors is part of the game.
Yeah.
It's part of how you define your strategy, yada, yada, yada. But, you know,
But
they're not
Bostrom,
winning points.
they're not winning. They're not losing. Bostrom and Anderson are not missing the hard shots. They're just missing the easy ones. It's
40
interesting.
love.
Now that was a bad
Yeah.
choice there from Bostrom. I do not like that fadeaway angled roller there. But and if Bostrom's going to make a few more of those, that would be exactly what Burus and Irdoja are counting on. All right, let's just keep playing, keep hanging. Let's not be the ones to win. Eventually, they're going to have a few blurts, and we'll take advantage of those. Oh, that's such a great hold and push, because he's faking the little quick low drive with the blitz behind it, and he pushes up the lob beautifully. Nice.
He's gonna switch back here.
I think so. They may, though. They're very comfortable doing it all ways. Fires that one up into the Burus spike. And he gladly takes it. Good, Burus hitting a couple of
Couple
up,
nice
backhands.
swings.
Nice to see.
Yeah.
Nice to see. They're going to need some of that. Great lob. Nice. Now that is a really good point from Burus.
Game Burus
It
Irdoja.
wasn't passive, you know, and they brought the offense
Burus
at the right
Irdoja
time.
lead the
Really,
second
really
set,
good
2
job.
games to 1. Anderson Bostrom won the first set 6-3.
Now that's a point that they won. It's great to see that. And you saw Burus hit a couple of backhands.
Yeah. And there were a few spikes. I mean, they did a lot of things in that point. A long changeover here. Everyone's
changeover.
taking a 2-1 break.
Take your time. We're here. We're clocked in, right, Lauren?
We are.
Overtime, Johnny, our producer says. We're negotiating a new CBA right now here in the booth, so tense negotiations for the
15.
new overtime wages.
Oh boy, 5-love for Broderick Palmer over Araya Parsons.
That is,
That is a
if
beatdown.
anybody would have thought that going in, though, it's just, I don't think anyone would have said that. That's just incredible. What a performance. Missed cutoff, one of the few ones.
Love 30.
Overplayed it. All right, good start to this game. Irdoja getting a few of these errors now out of Anderson, Bostrom. Here over there, 2 points for the match for Broderick Palmer. Back to their old tricks, not missing and then taking quick strikes and blitzes. Seeing him deal with the overheads. Great job there from Irdoja.
Love
Recognizing
40.
the blitz from Anderson. Speeds up the overhead. Gives Anderson more than he can handle. Great for Burus Irdoja, get a little momentum. Oh, game.
Game, Burus Irdoja. They lead the second set 3-1.
More than a few mistakes now from
One more
Anderson
game.
and Bostrom.
Yeah, and they overplayed a couple of balls there. A couple of good speed-ups by Burus Irdoja, recognizing the blitz.
Love 15.
Job to take. Ooh!
15 all.
Burus protecting some what he considers important parts. Young man.
I don't blame him.
Family someday.
Bostrom hit that about at 10,000 miles an hour.
I wonder if that was a frustration ball or it didn't seem to be to me. He just took a strike. Oh, what a dig.
Fast.
Irdoja is so quick.
Another good dig from Irdoja.
Wow. That's a great look. We're seeing it come alive now from Burus.
30-15.
Step into his backhand.
30-15.
It's like slowly but surely. Hold here. Take him to 4-1. That would be really good. Way to get closer from Burus there, though. He got close enough to the net to possibly an offensive volley. Mishit it a little. So they're losing that, but better now that they're starting to bring a little offense and they're finding
Second one.
the errors.
Yeah.
Right,
40-15.
Anderson and Bostrom. So perfect.
Bostrom's trying to roll that ball so slowly over the net,
Yep.
and he's just missing it.
Yeah, he's missed a couple.
Game Burus Irdoja. They lead the second set 4-1. Anderson Bostrom won the first set 6-3.
Now, Lauren, this is a great turnaround and a great start to this set for Burus Irdoja. But do you think, is it a change in strategy, or do you think it's more a leaking of errors a little bit and some questionable choices?
Well,
from
I think it's
Bostrom
definitely
and
the latter, but I do think that they are making their opponents press more because they're more ready for that blitz. They're not giving them those quick, easy points, but it's definitely a lot of errors coming from their opponents.
Yeah, I think they're getting a few errors, but I also think, you know, you're seeing Burus, actually, they played a couple of points that were really good, where they actually won the point.
Yeah.
Set it up, got the right shot. Burus hit the backhand a couple of times.
New ball, guys.
So they're definitely moving in the right direction. And Bostrom and Ennis have just got to tighten it up again. They can't afford these missed rollers and missed cut overheads,
Miss volleys.
missed volleys, or I tell you, out of the corner of my eye, I'm watching a point or two from the Broderick Palmer match. And we're talking about them being consistent, but they were crushing
15 love.
match, and they just crushed Araya Parsons. 6-2, 6 love.
Yeesh.
That's sort of like, you know,
And that's
Stanley,
last year's national champions, Araya Parsons.
last year's national champions, and Broderick Palmer putting everybody on notice. And I saw Broderick hit 5 or 6 laser beam backhands. It was great to see. It's kind of like the old Marvel Comics, man. Stan Lee.
30
You get a match
love.
Like that, you just go, enough said.
Yeah.
That's it. Nothing to say. Dominant. Oh!
Oof. Oh, we got it.
Great dig from Bostrom. And that's got to feel so good for Broderick Palmer. So good.
Perfect.
That's a heck of a drive.
40
Again,
love.
Irdoja way
Way
off
off.
the net. And it's not like, you know, Anderson's, he's got a good drive, but it's not like it's that super quick trigger. You can kind of see it coming. Like, he's winding it up a little bit, and he launches his body at it. It's not that hair trigger that, you know, you see on Powers or Durant. So you should be able to maybe have an opportunity to have it a little closer. That was a heck of a shot anyway, just beamed it at his feet. Getting some counting number of hits from Dave Mahard, great court developer. And he said 123 hits. The last point. I counted 126, so we'll check.
Listen, that's a lot, but certainly not unheard of for a paddle match. You can have a lot of points like that.
Absolutely.
Game, Anderson Bostrom. Burus Irdoja lead the second set 4-2.
Better game, couple of good offensive shots, combined with no errors from Bostrom.
Love 15.
That's the combination. Bostrom Anderson's dangerous too. Any team's dangerous team if they do that, really. Oh,
It's a great serve.
it's just big. He's so tall. Can toss that ball up. He has such an angle in there to that side screen. Pounds it at the corner. It's very hard. There he is again, but look where he is again. No closing.
Love 30.
He's feeding them the ball there, and they're not cutting off those drives. That's so good.
Oh,
He had the read, but he didn't have the balance.
15-30.
Bounced just out of his reach. Yeah, maybe he should have let it go. But
I think he'd already committed to it.
yep, I think you're right, Lauren. Yeah, you just said that's too good. That's the problem.
30
with
all.
Burus, too. He can hit that crease hard in there, and it's coming so hard. You either got to quick block it, which is somewhat dangerous, and if you let it go, that can happen. Bostrom nicely just says, "Hey, that's too good," and it was. Fadeaway drive, a little deep in the court.
30-40.
Makes a lot of those. He's just trying to dip it, see if he can get them to volley up. Wow.
Another
Serves
great
in there.
serve.
Yeah, but good block
Yeah,
that time from Bostrom.
Bostrom's handling them well.
He was not going to let that one have a chance to go at the crease. I don't think that one was, but still. It's moving so fast it's hard to see it.
Oof.
Oh, good read. Burus does that pretty well. He
Deuce.
holds the drop, fakes it, and at the last second he lets the paddle kind of go, takes all the pace off of it, but it looks like he could push it deep.
And then he softens his hands and drops it.
Good dig. Good job from Anderson and Bostrom covering each other on these balls at the crease. Oh. And that's what Martin Bostrom can do.
Advantage.
That's threading the
Anderson
needle,
Bostrom.
boy.
I mean, he just places those balls, and he thumped it.
Mm-hmm.
And Burus was literally stunned for a half second. He was like, whoa. That was a great shot. Burus did not think his overhead was that bad. See how Anderson immediately goes in when Bostrom's taking those drives. That's why it's dangerous, though, if they don't close in, because they hit 2 really good ones there, but if they don't. All right, so we got a bunch of 3-setters in the PTI Open Championships. Cobbs and Goldberg in their second set, 6-2. And Iverson and Sanford win 7-6 in their match. And so we got a couple of good 3-set barn burner semifinals in the PTI.
This is a really big point, Mark. I mean, if Bostrom and Anderson get it back to 4-3 from 4-1, they're right back in the set.
Oh, absolutely. But, you know, it's not a magical formula, right? The errors have dried up.
Yeah.
I mean, when they were losing, they were missing 2 rollers a game, right? Taking a tough blitz on the wrong ball.
I think that's hard, too, as an opponent, when you're getting accustomed to getting a few free points and then all of a sudden you're not anymore. You start to press a little yourself.
Yeah, and I'm not seeing that from Irdoja. Actually, I'm not seeing much change at all from Irdoja and, you know, Burus throughout the match. They did play a couple of really good points, too, where finally we saw some of the Burus offense. But mostly they're just content to play good, solid, and make it tough on them and see if these guys can beat them with their offense. There goes Anderson again looking for the blitz, but great volleying. And when Burus and Irdoja start volleying really well, they can become a really good brick wall. The issue for them is defending the blitz if they're too far off the net. Ooh. They are working Bostrom. Going hard in there, ball after ball. You can hear Burus there say nobody. What he's saying is nobody's coming on the blitz, so you're safe to hit the overhead. Great point there from Burus Irdoja. Volleyed well, make them hit too many good shots, and eventually they're going to miss one.
Eventually you're going to go for too much or take an ill-advised shot.
Yeah, do you think that one was ill-advised or maybe too much? Hard to
No,
say.
it didn't look like such a great swing.
Good, solid point. Deuce. Yeah, I'm kind of with you, Lauren. I'm a little bit. I think it's
left foot on the line.
Burus and Irdoja to stay on top here.
Right.
You got
Advantage Anderson
call of a
Bostrom.
Foot fault on Burus. And you got Irdoja going, oh my goodness. See, the thing is, I'm sure it is a foot fault. I have no doubt.
As I said before, no warnings.
That's right. No, the umpire is perfect doing his rights, and he's perfectly fine. And that's where you see now here.
Game Anderson Bostrom. Burus Irdoja lead the second set, 4 games to 3.
Have you seen Burus hit a serve and miss it that badly before?
No,
Nick,
he's been serving great.
Sportsmanlike conduct. It was a foot fault. His foot went on the line. That's a foot fault.
I'm not sure how Irdoja thinks he could see with his back to him where his foot was.
He can't.
And Burus has struggled with that. This happened in Philly or Boston where foot was coming.
The struggle before with Burus, you're right. It was a whole big conversation. He would take his back foot and swing it. It would be outside the confines of the court, so it would be outside the doubles alley when he would start his service motion. That's not allowed. And that time, though, he was saying
no, you got 5 more games on this ball.
Right? So
yes.
His foot was on the line.
Yeah,
and
374.
what happens is you get these tense points and tense matches. You just go up to the line sometimes. You're not focused on this. You're just going up and putting your serve in the box. And you're not thinking. I wouldn't even think Burus, I'm sure he did have his foot on the line. No doubt the umpire was right. But I doubt it was any kind of intentional advantage type foot fault, meaning
but
it just happened. But it's just part of the game, and it's just another mental discipline for these players. We've seen it in every match I've called today. I've seen a foot fault. Have you?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, they're there. I've had it called on me, and I'm really not a foot faulter, but, you know, after 8,000 serves, you step up to the line, you know, moved your foot tiny bit, and all of a sudden you're a quarter inch on the line.
15 love.
Fault call.
Well, we'll remember that. That could have been the turning point here. Well, the turning point in the set. Well, misserve from Anderson.
15 all.
Oh,
What a volley.
15-30.
Offensively on top of the net. And if you're going to blitz, that's one of the keys. You want to make sure you can get up there the way Burus did. That was a great job. I'm not sure if Anderson should have stayed, let that ball go to the screen. It looked like it would have come off, but he got caught.
Well,
There you go,
all right,
Burus.
good recovery from Burus.
15-40.
He's probably a little ticked off. He's letting out a little steam and hitting a couple of great shots. Maybe that's what he needs.
Yeah.
You know, a little foot fault call to give him some fire. You see him all of a sudden get really much more active, looking to move around in the backcourt. Moving it. And this is where they're going to go. Push it every time towards Irdoja. Towards the Burus right hip, towards his forehand side, long and low. That's going to be the play there that they will go to right there, that specific ball. Oh!
Game Burus Irdoja. Burus Irdoja lead the second set 5-3.
A little fired up there. Take the break back, serve for the second set. Now the crowd's moved over behind. They're all watching this one here. And then we got 2 more great quarterfinals coming after this.
Yeah, we still have hours of paddle to come.
Hours of paddle. We're going to be here on the mic with our good friends, our incredible producers, Kelly, Ed, John. I think they might even be intrepid. They're intrepid producers. I'm not really sure what that means.
Yeah, I don't think that.
specifically.
Yeah.
You don't think they're intrepid? Okay.
But incredible is fair.
Did you move my microphone? Oh my goodness. It's probably wise. Probably wise.
Good hands from Burus off the let.
Oh, that's a close there from Irdoja. That's what I want to see. That was great. Right there.
Well,
15 love.
Perfect start to the game. Get that first point. See, now when they got Burus over there, they're going to go more to the side screen. I like this look for Burus and Irdoja, and I'd like to see them throw this in a little more every now and then. Because at least now if they go at Burus, they got to go high into a screen, but they got him there.
15 all.
And the high forehand, he hits better. He got jammed there, bad position.
15-30.
Anderson. right after this match, we're moving into our 2 other quarterfinals. Compton Kaler against Hughes Powers. Durant and Mitchell against Rose and Rose. 2 great matches there. It's kind of funny. Durant, Mitchell, Rose, Rose just played each other in the finals of President's Cup.
What a backhand.
3-set super tiebreaker.
15-40.
Rose played really well. Oh, good dig from Bostrom. Great job by Irdoja hitting for the nick. Hard third panel slam there from Burus. That's the 3rd switch now from Anderson and Bostrom in the backcourt. Just keep changing the look. Burus and Irdoja doing an excellent job just keeping the ball out of any offensive looks. Fake with the move forward.
Twice in this game with that backhand move forward.
Game Anderson Bostrom.
It's a heck of a shot, but perfectly set up so he takes
Burus
a
Irdoja
drivable
lead the
ball.
second
He could
set,
easily
5
crush
games
that
to
for
4.
you.
It's Anderson
Quick lob
Bostrom
on
won the
him.
first set,
And then he gets
6-3.
the player to move back where he can't set his feet, so he's got to hit it down overhead. And then he catches him moving forward and 1 times the backhand. It's perfect play.
Things are getting interesting here, Brad.
Well, they got to serve it out now.
Yep.
Might be going 3.
Yep. I'm good.
And we'll see. This is the last game. I mean, they got to break it out here to get us. They're back on serve, Anderson Bostrom. Bostrom chose not to come in there.
Love 15.
Fade back backhand. Oh, he got it. No out?
No, called it out.
15 all.
Yeah, that's so annoying when you're the driver and you hit what you think is a great drive. It clips the net, but there's so much action and spin, which Irdoja has.
Missed that one.
That's a fault.
Yeah, it was way out.
Correction, ball was good.
No,
Oh.
no.
Ball was good.
Well, you don't get to make the decision.
I don't.
here,
Yeah,
Lauren.
yeah.
30-15.
I mean, from our angle, it's tough to see on this thing, but
I'm
correction.
telling you, I saw it.
And now twice for Burus and Irdoja, they got to be thinking, I got a foot fault call.
Yeah.
I got an out call reversed against me. And Irdoja, he can get a little heated. The last time it happened, though, Burus stepped up his game. He got mad.
Yeah.
You know, he got mad and stepped it up. I will agree with you, though, from my vantage point watching it here, It looked like it might have been long, but clearly our vantage point is not the best one.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
I know.
you take exception to that. There you go. Wow.
Got
Should
him.
let that go through though. He's angry.
40-15.
And it's a combination of the call against him on the ball before, and that's just, you know, he gives him the spike and then he tries to play that volley from the net. Let it go through.
Yeah.
That's a good cutter there.
A lot of action on that one.
Oh.
Huh?
He goes quick to the other
40-30.
side, misses it.
40-30.
40-30 to get to 5-all. If this one's going 3, I think we'll be out here doing these matches till 10 o'clock tonight, maybe. 9:30. So anybody at home, plan your day accordingly. Order in, get some nice food, invite some friends over, little watch party at your house.
That's 5-all.
5-all.
Game Anderson Bostrom.
Good
Score
comeback
is
here.
5-all, second set.
Yeah, great comeback. I mean, I've seen from Anderson Bostrom just a great ability to tighten it up in some moments. They're giving a few away at times, and then they tighten it back up. You know, Burus Irdoja got to be a little hot under the collar from a couple things not going our way, and they just got to shake it off and move on.
Foot fault.
Oh
God.
my goodness.
Foot's on the line.
So it's got to be his back foot. All right, because I can't see his foot.
Unsportsmanlike conduct warning.
All right.
This
Hold on a
umpire's
second.
not
Stop.
fooling around. He's
If
doing the
your foot
right
touches
thing.
the line, it's a foot fault. That's it.
Right, but which foot is it? Is it his right foot or his left foot? See, like right there, you see his back foot on the outside of that line. At this point, it's, you know, and it's hard not to, you're in the heat of this battle, you're trying to fight for every point. It's hard not to take these things personally.
No,
but
and what I
it
was saying
feels that
before
way.
about when this happened to him in Philly, I mean, he's used to it. We had this whole thing in Philly where Burus was stepping on the line with his back foot, so he's got to know that he has a propensity to do it.
Yeah, I
What-
would like to see him tell him which foot it is.
Correct.
And I'd like
Correct.
to hear that from the umpire, just so we all know. Yeah, and it's a tough position for the umpire. You hear it both ways. You know, yesterday I heard some of the opposite things. I heard somebody saying, this guy's foot faulting, and no one's saying anything, right? And then you had somebody go up to there, just take a picture. And yet, this guy's going, he's calling the foot faults, and they, you know, seems to be causing controversy by it. It's a tricky, tricky thing. But if you don't call them, and it's a rule,
Yep.
then you got to just get rid of the rule. But if you don't have the rule, then
people will be serving
they'd
from
be
the
serving
service
from
line.
the service line, right? If the foot fault is the back foot, it's a bit of a technicality in my estimation, because it is, but rule's a rule, right? Because he's not gaining any advantage into the court. He's a long guy on a small court. He's just spreading his legs out a little. He's going to have to learn to, you know, serve from like an abbreviated stance, almost like a pitcher taking a long stretch. You know, they're just saying you can't do it. You got to be able to change how your motion comes. And the problem with it too, you want to believe that all foot faults are evenly called, but some matches they don't get
No.
called. Some matches
Love
they get called.
30.
He's clearly calling them and looking for them, right? And they were warned. So
I'm very nervous now. I don't want him to foot fault.
yeah, he's rough. On a match like this too, these are really, really important points, right?
That's what I mean. You hate to see something decided by a foot fault or, you know, an unsportsmanlike conduct call, because if it happens again, then he'll lose the point. But the rules, and the umpire has to go by the rules.
We did see that with Sutarzian a few years ago too, if you remember that.
Well, I played with Sue Tarzian for a long time, and I can promise you that she foot faults.
Completely called her out. Sue, do you hear that? You're on the list.
So
baby.
I hope you're listening.
You're on the list, Tarzian. But I remember that crucial moment. You got called for a foot fault. Plays a part. The way Burus does it too, it's funny. He just sets up with his back foot way back behind him. But as soon as he goes into his motion, he just moves his foot right there.
Yeah.
When he's actually near the contact of the ball, he's not foot faulting at all. It's how he sets up, assuming that it's the back foot he's calling it about. He's calling the foot fault on. And that's what makes it sort of more hard to swallow probably, but
And you're right, it is an interesting rule, because just because your foot is to the left of the line or the right of the line, it doesn't mean it's giving you any advantage going forward.
it doesn't, and that's the whole purpose, really. But look, you know, that's a topic for another time.
Yeah.
And if it does ever change, it'll probably be called the Burus rule, or the Burus amendment, the Burus amendment.
But that's the rule in tennis also, and that's not changing. So
Yeah, but tennis, you gotta, you know, it's a huge court by comparison. Here it's
Yeah.
a very tiny space, limited space to serve within, but look, I'm not advocating any rule change. I'm just devil's advocating it here.
there we go.
Great steady
15-30.
point from a position where they easily could have been like,
Yeah.
great job. 15-30 though. Oh, wow.
Great serve.
Hammers it in there. He does
30
have a great
all.
serve, that's for sure. Bostrom trying to take a swing at that. I'm not sure if that's the best play or if he should just try to block him. All right, Burus wants a little conversation on what they want to have happen here. Burus' serve is decent and good into the deuce court. It's probably about as good as a lot of guys who are righties, but not nearly the same as his into the ad court. Oh, what a volley. He was screened
He was
on
screened,
that.
yeah.
And he completely
40-30.
came up with that. Was incredible. I think he was screened, and I think when he volleyed it back, Anderson was screened also. And he
Nobody
couldn't
could
see
see
the
anyone
ball.
volleying.
Yeah, that's amazing. He didn't see it come. He didn't see it come in. He made the volley. Anderson didn't see it come back. That's incredible stuff. Well, this will be great mental fortitude for Burus and Irdoja to take this game to go up 6-5. Nothing like a little adversity.
Ooh.
Great,
Great
shot, though,
shot.
again.
What a
Game
comeback
Burus
that game.
Irdoja.
Well done.
They lead the
Wow.
second set 6-5. Anderson Bostrom won the first set 6-3.
And the interesting thing about that whole series before, and we don't really want to talk about it all whole rest of the time, though, he did issue a code of conduct warning, all right, to Irdoja there. So if there's another outburst from Irdoja, it will be a point penalty. Or
Yes.
is it warning game? I believe it's point first, right? Game?
I think so. You don't get a football warning, but you get a behavior warning before the
Right.
point.
So that could actually come into play if there is another outburst or another football call. You'd hate to see it happen.
No,
But
I'm
it's in
good right
play.
now.
And once it's
Jackie.
in play,
Over here. Just stick around.
it's one of these things, where, we saw that stuff, the Serena Williams meltdowns a couple of times, and you always get the difference of opinion. Some people think the umpire's taking over, and some people think the umpire's just
Doing their job.
doing their job. And then the question arises: is it about this guy, or is it about, So tricky. Oh. Oh. I like to see Burus get active. But that
15
one was
love.
kinda questionable. Good cutoff from Bostrom. Bostrom and Anderson doing a tremendous job.
Oh. First, you saw get out of the way after he hit that volley.
Oh,
What a get.
yeah, it was like Gumby. Stretchy man.
Oof, finally got him.
Yeah, he got him.
30 love.
Tried to stay with it, but he kept it so low and tight. That's a great roller. And like a great player, he missed a couple of those early, and he's going to keep playing. It's one of his shots, right? He's not going to put it away just because he missed one. He knows he generally makes them.
Yeah, he missed a few, but he kept going at it. Nope.
Should have just let it go.
30-15.
So warming up. Next was Hughes and Powers against Compton Kaler.
Kaler, yep.
They're getting ready. For their 6:30 start time.
Oof.
Oh.
Wow, that just cleared the net.
It's a great shot from
30
Burus.
all.
$30 all.
See, that's a good lob. I'd like to see Burus and Irdoja set up a little bit. Good look, good close. These lobs are getting better. Pushing them back. That's too good.
Good
Beautiful
time to pull that off.
That was
40-30.
great. He hit the great overhead before. Irdoja slightly misplays it, gets nothing on the lob, and great cutter.
Point for tiebreaker.
Oh, so good.
Oh, Anderson had a good look at that.
Yep.
Deuce.
Great job getting it to deuce. There it is. And
Set point.
points.
Advantage, Burus
They've
Irdoja.
done a much better job getting some offensive opportunities in this set, capitalizing on some errors. See if they can close out this set. All even. Oh.
There it
there
is.
it is for the set. The big
Game,
Tsitsipas
Burus
wind-up
Irdoja.
backhand. And your Burus
They win
Irdoja
the
throwing
second
their
set,
hands up.
7 games to 5.
I love it, getting their entourage in play. So
Well, when
great
we
job.
said this was a even match going in, I think we knew what we were talking about, Brad.
Oh.
Okay, we will be back with the third set in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA network, presented by eNet Live.
Mick, you guys are serving on this side. New ball. New ball, boys. Right here. Right here.
Welcome back to the APTA 2020 Nationals. We are about to start the third set of this very entertaining match, this quarterfinal match between Blake Anderson and Martin Bostrom, and Sven Burus and Mick Irdoja. Bostrom and Anderson won the first set. Irdoja and Burus won the second set. And what do you think we're going to see here in the third set, Brad?
Oh, I think we're going to see more of the same. These guys have been battling throughout. It's just been an error here and an error there. Whoever can execute better. You know, I think some of that set came down to a few errors from Bostrom and Anderson, but we also saw the emergence of some backcourt offense from Irdoja and from, you know, Burus, and that's going to be huge going forward. If they can keep that going and keep some of that offense up,
Love 15.
It's just a pick 'em match. It's really who's going to execute. We thought it was going to be to begin with, and it is. Yeah, that was some crazy backhand. You see 2 flyers from
15-all.
one from Burus and then one from Bostrom.
Everyone's excited to get this third set started.
Now, if fitness is an issue, I did see, you know, Anderson stretching out his quads, and they did have a much tougher go in the round before. Again, I'm not sure it'll play, but there's not just physical fitness out here. There's mental fitness too, you know, and that always is a big part of it. One of the things that was great to see from Irdoja and Burus is, you know, they did face a bunch of adversity in that. 2 foot fault calls. There's already a warning for behavior for Irdoja. And, you know, they came through that stuff. And then after the foot fault calls, Burus at a crucial moment stuck a serve into, you know, Bostrom and really, you know, showed that he's got the mental toughness. That was some backhand from Irdoja to finish that set. You know, full wind up, full finish.
3 drives, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
$15.30.
There you go. Once again, Burus on top of the net. That's going to be crucial.
There's the move. Ah, what a volley.
Yep. Oh, what hands. I tell you, Lauren, Burus and Irdoja are doing a much better job, and they have been. The last bunch of balls just curbing now. We're seeing it a little bit of that flip where Burus and Irdoja are getting some offense, and they're doing just a much better job taking away the offense from Anderson and Bostrom.
There's the backcourt switch. Bostrom had a good look at that one. It seemed like a pretty basic backhand.
Yeah, and he just hit it in the net. Happens. Looked like he get down enough for that one. Maybe little legs.
There you got him.
30-40.
It seems like a far cry when we were talking about the sun. Now we got all the lights on. It's just, oh, what a volley. And there you go, Bostrom. And what was great about that is Burus stayed home.
Deuce.
Bostrom took a chance by he's moving to his to his right, but he's hitting the ball to his, to the left, which means he can't cover back very well. And a
Advantage,
terrific
Bostrom.
offensive volley there from Burus. Oof. Oh! Yeah, usually those middle balls that are sort of short up, and that's the territory for Irdoja to go to work with his forehand. He's very dangerous in that midcourt. He's got more topspin than Burus, so has more ability to attack different spots.
Boy, Irdoja is just skimming the net with all of these drives.
Yeah, he's got a great forehand. I mean, that's definitely one of the main shots in the game to stay away from. Everybody knows it. It's pretty automatic, his forehand, too. He's just, rarely misses it. I've never seen him even lose confidence in it. Great close by Anderson. Now these are the times in the point where I think it gets to like 60, 70 balls where I start to worry possibly about Bostrom and Anderson going for too much on an overhead.
Well, that's that's been their only drawback in this match. That's happened.
So there is a little bit of a breaking point that I sometimes see, and it looks like Burus and Irdoja are trying to test it because it's a crucial point. And it's so great how such, an international game platform tennis has become now. Burus Croatian, Irdoja is Estonian, Blake Anderson's Jerseyan,
New Jerseyan.
and Martin Bostrom is
Game
Swedish.
Anderson Bostrom.
Bostrom and Anderson, I would definitely
They
say
lead the
earned that
third
game.
set, 1 game to love.
Yeah, they played some great points. And I love that last point, actually. They might have had a setup here or there they could have taken, but I don't think so. That was just a good, solid, trying to test them. But we'll see. This has been the test, Will they get a few errors from Bostrom Anderson? Will the offense be able to continue for Irdoja and Burus? I guess the answer would be stay tuned, paddle fans. I felt like that was sort of like one of those Batman endings there.
You're aging us with that version of Batman, Brad.
Yeah, it's too late for me. I've been aged. Yes.
Oh.
Oh, great.
Oh, no.
See what happened there? I don't know.
Did he pull his calf?
Didn't see it. He just went down. Did he roll his ankle? Looks like an ankle roll.
Shoot.
I think well, we'll see. He's got a 10-minute timeout. And you see right away Bostrom
Tying his
his
shoe.
shoe,
Wait,
not untying
Did he
it.
trip over his shoelace?
I do not know. I was busy actually watching the backcourt team shift to see what they were going to do behind that good lob, and I didn't even see him go down. Did you see it actually, Lauren?
I didn't. I was also.
I thought we had it worked out where I would watch the backcourt.
I know. Well, I
team.
actually was looking on this side, but I was looking to see if Bostrom was going back.
You would hate to see that as an ending here to one of these teams' chance to get into their first semifinal. Bostrom acting like he's been through some PT in his days. He's got some nursing skill. Well, you know, in Sweden, they do have 2 years of mandatory, like, Army visits. I think he was a captain maybe in the Army, Martin Bostrom. You know, maybe they get some automatic first aid training as well. Man of many talents. Let's see.
Hey, Martin. By rule, he has 10 minutes, okay?
There you go.
You're only a minute 20 in. You're good. I'm just letting you know. 10 minutes.
Umpire sticking with the rules. He has been all along. He's just having a conversation here with Martin, sitting down there. Let's see how bad it is. I don't know if it was a cramp.
Right, or if
what
he
it was.
fell. Like, did he fall because he tripped, or did he fall because he cramped, or his calf pulled?
Well, we see out there Tiernan Cavana coming to get a
I
report.
don't want you to be upset. If your foot's on, it's on.
Great job, Tiernan Cavana. Tons of great work she's done. Jackie Cameron. It's probably a great time, Lauren, to thank so many of our terrific
Carl Levenott.
volunteers. Carl Levenott, the whole entire committee that put this together. You know,
Let's see.
our
All
great
right.
producers. He's walking a little limp.
He's walking fine.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get back out there, but we'll see. He's seeing what he can
Blake,
push
you're only
off. and where
2.5
he can
minutes
go.
in, so take the time you need.
The question is whether it was a cramp
Yeah.
or if it was a roll, and we really don't know. See if we can get a report from Tiernan.
Yeah. Now his shoes off.
Yeah, I think he's just working the ankle around to see what it can bear. You don't want to hurt yourself further. Took his sock off. Maybe he's just checking to see what the swelling is or if there's swelling.
This is smart of Burus and Irdoja, because you don't want to get cold, and
Well, they're just moving around. It is one of those tricky things. I mean,
so he's putting a brace on his ankle.
Yep, great idea. Wonder whose that is. If he carries a brace with him, or if he's even had ankle problems before. And Burus Irdoja keeping themselves up, smart. Yeah, he's lacing up. He's definitely getting back out there. That's
He fell and his ankle caught, Tiernan Cavana says. So
he
I
fell
don't-
on his ankle.
no, I think he caught his. You know how sometimes your foot
Yeah, he
grips
caught
the
an
court.
edge like on the court.
Yeah.
He rolled his ankle
Yeah.
a bit. Okay, so it's not
Yeah.
a cramping thing. He just rolled his ankle, and now we're just seeing how bad it was.
Tiernan
Seems-
also points out that besides the people in the stands who are very cold,
Blake has
there are
to just
hundreds and
fall in
hundreds
his
of
pocket.
people watching from the tent. So they're hoping that Blake Anderson can get up and finish this
Yeah,
match.
I think you took it.
I think he's doing it. Yeah, and it's incredible. It's a great time to set that scene that Tiernan just set up for us. You know, inside. So we got all these people outside here watching it and braving some of the elements. It's chilly out there, but they're seeing some incredible paddle, and now they get the opportunity to watch Powers Hughes as well, playing against Compton and Kaler. And inside, there's a hospitality tent where they have huge, large screen TVs, and they get to hear the incredible commentary from a charming bunch of folks. And they're in there enjoying drinks, having a great barbecue. You can grab a burger, all sorts of tons of great food. it is just the best atmosphere. So I think Blake's going to take his time, Blake Anderson.
He's got his 10 minutes, 10-minute injury
10 minutes.
timeout.
And he's probably about 6 minutes in. I didn't start timing it. He's taking a couple of hits.
Love 15, 1 love.
Looks okay.
Yeah. I mean, when he did get up, it was a slight limp, but it was not one of these things where he put his foot down and he had to bring it back up.
No,
he
it looked
couldn't
more
put
like
any
he
weight
was
on it.
testing it more than
Yep.
even limping.
And I think he's able to put the weight on it. I mean, clearly he can now. You know, we all know with these things, your adrenaline's coursing through your body right now. You got a lot of things that are keeping you up in this battle. And then when you go home, it might get worse. Who knows? And that's the danger with this type of injury. But like most warriors, if you can put weight on it, you're going to get back out there. And you know, maybe Tierna Cavana should have a cut man. You know, little side medical crew out there for some of us. I know here in the booth, I occasionally stub a toe. Or
Get a paper cut?
I've actually had a hangnail. And a paper cut. That's the worst, Lauren. You're 100% right. Thanks for bringing that one up. Reminds me of, now I'm going to have nightmares. Yeah, those things. Oh. And then, yeah, but he's a warrior. He's going to get back out there. Chance for his first semi. They just had the break, so they're going to try and finish this out. You know, what's interesting about a break like this is getting your intensity
1 game to
ramped
love,
right
love
back
15.
up. So it's love 15. They resume and play. Martin Bostrom to get it going again. Love 15, 1 love up in the third. Oh. That's a great flick of the wrist there from
15 all.
Bostrom. He's slippery with that stuff. He's got a good ability to change direction. It's hard to read him, especially on his drives. Oh.
15-30.
Great shot at the nick, but played beautifully. And if you play it right, you can end up at a drive just like Irdoja did there. It stuffs it through. Oh, what a get from Anderson. Smart lob. I love that shot. Wow. Toya just going to work.
Anderson's ankle seems to be working quite well.
Seems to be fine. It's good to see. This match, probably about 2 hours and 10 minutes already, maybe.
Yeah, we started right at 4:30.
So it's already 7 now.
15-40.
So, yeah, this one's going to be a 3 hour. That's a great shot. He says he's sorry. He didn't mean it.
30-40.
right, still another break point here for Burus. Yeah, the Bostrom serve is also really tough into that ad corner. I don't think Burus has taken one real swing at it, and it's not easy to do.
Deuce.
Oh, couple errors there from Burus.
Advantage Anderson Bostrom.
Let's play on the screen.
Comes the big forehands.
Yep. And he swings it. And it was a good read to cover the line by Bostrom there. He read that first one beautifully. Oh, boy. Oh, what a volley from Blake Anderson. You're hearing some screams from the other corn as well. The Hughes Powers match is sure to have some incredible action with Compton Kaler. Oh.
Oh,
Missed
almost.
Missed it.
He missed it, but
Deuce.
boy, that would have been the shot of the day.
Yep.
I know, there's been so many.
I know,
I
there
mean,
have.
it'd be hard to call it. And we have a highlight reel just all day long. Just one great clip of another out of these great matches. That's a great lob. Almost the exact same ball that he kind of rolled his ankle on before.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
that's not smart.
That was,
Yeah, I did not like that play. He was
Advantage Burus Irdoja.
talk about all or nothing.
he was trying to channel the some other real blitzer. You know, that's not really his number one game. I mean, Bostrom is a great player, but
Yeah.
that's not his number one game. Oh, Irdoja doesn't miss a lot of those, but when he does, you can see he gets a little crowded or doesn't quite get in position. There's a good emotion there from Anderson. I'm not sure I love that spike against. Oh, how about that?
How about that?
Advantage
Another
Anderson
highlight
Bostrom.
reel. Oh,
There goes our
there's a
camera.
Camera couldn't even handle the
No.
action there. Had to take a break. It's an unfortunate development there, John. That's smart. Oh. Great look from Burus there. Oh,
Good time for Anderson to
Game,
pull that out.
Bostrom,
I
they
tell
lead
you,
the
that's some
third
great,
set, 2
great
games
play
to
from
love.
all parties there. Really, really good stuff.
Love 15.
Anderson's shaking out his ankle, but it seems okay.
Really good stuff. 2-love now. Yeah, 2-love for Anderson and Bostrom.
15 all.
Oh, he saw a space.
30,
It almost looked like he
15.
changed his shot
Yeah.
in the middle of it, Lauren.
He didn't get a good swing at it because he must have stopped and
Yeah, it looked like he changed it from he was
Yeah.
going to rip it to just put it in. Ah, he stays up. I don't know why Bostrom's driving that one.
40,
Maybe he's going for the
15.
screenplay, but
40-15.
he's smarter on that one.
Okay.
Game, Burus, Irdoja. Anderson, Bostrom lead the third set, 2 games to 1.
Burus and Irdoja certainly needed that game.
Yeah, got to get on the board, right? Still behind, still need to break, but do you think there's an advantage to serving?
No. I was thinking about it in this match too. I mean, it's
Yeah, I mean, so
indifferent.
you say they're down a break, but
Yeah.
what does that mean?
Yeah.
Right? It's just another good game they have to play. There have been so many transitions back and forth from the net. It's not like the serving team holds the net or doesn't hold the net. You just got to keep playing the right points and the right shots at the right time because you're playing it from the net, you're playing from the back. The transitions up and back, we've had 3 or 4 in many points.
Yep.
That's
Add it
what
out.
the What's the umpire say?
He said it was out.
All right. Now you wonder at this point in the umpire too. It's
Yeah.
he makes so many calls at one time. It's like he confirms it. I think Martin thought that was in though.
He certainly did.
Or he was just saying no about the call or no about his shot. So
No, but he
say.
looked at the ref
yeah.
and asked him.
Great dig. Spike. Boston right on top of the net. Where he should have been there.
Hard. 15 all.
Burus frustrated. lick at the
Got
last
it.
second. Good job.
Come on. 30-15.
Few quick points. Brad.
40-15.
Yeah, a couple of quick ones. Great transition drive there off the screen. Great job again. Bostrom and is really cutting off those first volleys. Well, nope. Missed it. Yeah, he's
Game
getting
Anderson Bostrom.
spin that ball that as much as he
They lead the
he's
third
on top
set,
of the net.
3 games to
That
1.
Rotation carries the ball out.
And he's hit so many perfect drives that have just barely made it over the net. That
Yeah,
one
he
just
plays-
caught.
He plays close. He's that good. So I got a shout out to a bunch of my members in Garden City who are watching this match and listening to it. I asked them how do they choose who to root for. Both Sven and Martin worked there, and it's a tough one. Two great guys.
So they didn't have an answer?
No answer.
15 love.
Oh,
30 love.
Bostrom would like that one back.
yeah. He's happy to see another serve like that.
Yeah.
In a weird way, it was almost too easy. That serve
Yeah.
hung up there. He got ahead of it.
He wasn't
Speeded to enough.
expecting it to be that easy.
Irdoja is adding a little pace to his serve, especially to the deuce court. Yeah, the boys from Garden City Country Club just texted back. They said, well, either way, somebody from Garden City is going to be in the semis, so they're happy. It's a great way to look at it.
That is.
Oh. Oh, Martin Bostrom with a couple of misses, and that one there.
40
he saw
love.
the opportunity, but he wasn't prepared to hit it, so he took kind of a slap shot forehand, which inherently is going to be a lot lower in percentage. Oh,
40-15.
he's been going in heavy and hard with his spin serve. Yeah, that's big. That is big, and Anderson tries to one time.
Game Burus Irdoja.
And he does, but into the fence. So
Anderson Bostrom lead the third set, 3 games to 2. 2 more games, guys.
2 more games. We're going to switch balls.
2 more on this ball.
This match could finish before the match had
Used
started.
powers. We haven't had a
Yeah.
score from over there. I'd like to get one, but it's on
I
the
think
live
they
stream
may be
for
in the
everyone to
second
see.
set. We're going to get a score.
We're going to get a score from our. Well, I'm going to still call him Intrepid until somebody, tells me not to. From Producer Kelly. So you think Hughes and Powers won that first set?
That would be intrepid if he now went and got a score. Brad.
I just got to look it up.
I think so.
15
Somebody
love.
send me the definition of Intrepid. Wow, Hughes and Powers 6 love, 1 love is the report.
So they
that's-
started 2 hours after the match that we're doing, and they could finish before.
Well, at this rate, I would actually say it's reasonably likely.
Yeah.
Because these guys are battling here. Compton Kaler yet to find an answer over there. But no, not a lot of easy answers against Hughes and Powers. There's one strategy that's proved pretty useful, but if you can't execute
30 love.
and on top of that, let's just say that John Hughes is getting better at punishing people with that forehand in the middle. And if he gets that, that's just a tough team. They can beat you in every way. Backcourt, front court. Anderson, Bostrom.
40 love.
their ability, I think one of the real key things to this is that ability right there, their ability to cut off the first volley so that they're really getting almost nothing out of their returns, or very little.
Mm-hmm.
You, please, come on.
There it goes again. Great stuff. That's right at the nick. Great play.
2 love for Hughes Powers.
Dunk. Oh, that's well done.
I'll tell you what, Burus has gotten his squats in during this match.
Game, Anderson Bostrom. They lead the third set 4-2.
Trying to play a quick lob up the line. It's not a bad play. When the opponent switches position, if you can take the lob and bunt it up down the line quickly, you know, the risk is overplaying your shot. He missed it wide. Because it really does give you an opportunity a lot.
15 love.
Still a good look from Anderson. Take that all day, try to make it perfect.
Nice return.
Yeah, beautiful.
Measured that.
Perfect job just measuring the pace.
Ooh. Good spot. Very good spot.
And now he's interrupting the match over there, causing a lead on
30 love.
Hughes Powers against Compton Kaler.
Not on purpose, though.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe he's trying to slow him down. He doesn't want them to finish first, you know. Ah, 2 missed return, or 2 missed forehands.
40 love.
Good quick game on the way here. It does feel like it's getting a little late. They're taking their swings now. They're battling on some points, but then they're just taking. So that's just a 4-shot
Game, Burus,
and it's
Irdoja.
the second game. And
Anderson Bostrom lead the third set 4-3. Yeah, new ball.
So the winner of this match plays Broderick Palmer,
yep.
who had a very different experience, losing only 2 games to Parsons and Araya.
Blake.
Yeah, it's they just must have played incredible. And from what I saw in the little bit, because we were, of course, you know, here watching this incredible match, they were actually bringing a ton of offense.
I got another.
You know, they're known as a team that just puts it in play, but they were putting it in play and then striking with great authority. And it looked to me like both Broderick and Palmer were all over the court. They, you know, it almost looked like they have something to prove, and
That looks good.
that's great. Love to see that kind of effort.
Drew said they had relentless offense, which is what you saw.
Yeah, that's
And you know,
great.
that's typical of Drew. Like he's a student of the game. He was studying what he needed to do to get better, because he hasn't won nationals in a couple of years, and it's no surprise that he figured something out.
Nope.
15 love.
Ooh, 2 surprising lob errors from her.
30 love.
Do you think there's any drop in energy? It looked a little bit like that. And I'm not gonna say it definitely is, but good volley from Bostrom. Oh, slippery shot there from Irdoja. From Burus.
Definitely a lot more drives in the last few games.
Yeah, they're willing to grind on the big points,
Yeah.
but they're taking their chances in between more right now to try and see if they can get up 30 love or something like that. And then when it gets crucial, they'll go at it. But I think if you're Burus and Irdoja, you're playing uphill right now. You can't afford any kind of slips. You got to just play.
What a pickup.
Good shot.
40 love.
And like we said, when Bostrom and Anderson are really rolling, you don't see any overhead errors, and we haven't seen one in like
No.
3 games, 4 games, or any of this set really. That's a great lob. Spin drive.
Game Anderson Bostrom. They lead the third set 5-3.
Okay, now or never.
And we're approaching the 3-hour mark for this match.
How's your voice, Lauren?
Apparently, I
there?
could talk forever.
Do you need a lozenge?
No, good.
You're good.
15 love.
Found the another big backhand from Irdoja. Found the hole.
30 love.
It's fun to watch him hit it. He's got a lot of style. God, he's bringing that serve in there. Oh, stuffs that volley.
40 love.
And it was the kind of drive that Bostrom wasn't ready for Anderson to hit it when the volley came back completely flat-footed. Yeah, just such a good drive.
What was it?
Burus with the
It's a little casual.
completely standing still swinging volley, and then the completely standing still block forehand volley. It's funny. Right on the line. Wow. That's
Nice.
good. Oh, what hands. Good move that time.
Game Burus Irdoja.
And now we always talk about it.
Anderson
Lauren.
Bostrom lead the third set 5-4.
And now we come to that time where the hardest thing to do is to close out the match, right?
Well, they certainly didn't come close in that game.
Well, they played a good game.
Yeah.
Irdoja and Burus, and yeah, we'll see if they can serve it out. They haven't gotten broken yet in this set, and it's pretty rare to see a set where it goes, you win the first game as a break, and then you just serve it all the way out. It really happens less than you would think. There's a fair amount in tennis, but a lot less so in the platform world, and we'll see if they can do that.
We will find out soon enough.
Soon enough. Fault on the first one.
Love 15. 15
Martin seemed
all.
Like he knew. He definitely wasn't even bothering. He knew that was going wide, 15 all, but a couple of misses. They got it tight. They can't give him anything here. He's gotta And a beautiful one. Great job. Irdoja was
30,
going out there. It
15.
looked to me like he had it, and I think when Burus made that big, strong spin move, he actually backed off it for a half second. And I think he would have had it. You got to play that the typical way. Let that guy in the middle get it. And here we are, 2 max
40,
points.
15.
It's all do or die now. A couple of loose ones from Burus. Out of the 3-hour mark, as you said there, Lauren.
I was out.
Ooh.
I was out.
Might have been. I mean,
good for Bostrom for not calling it if he didn't think it was out, but
might have been. Would have been an interesting way to end it, right? Out, and then confirmed by the umpire, because I would certainly question it. 40-30.
40-30.
And certainly if it does go the other direction now, you would go, you know, look back at that. I think it's better to just let all these things go.
well, there's a video. They could watch it is the problem.
Right, that's the problem. That's what I'm saying. Don't watch it. Don't watch it. They're going to make Burus beat him with a forehand, I think. Oof. It's a good one. Now, if I'm Irdoja, wait for the right lob, and then I reposition myself a little. Let's see who blinks first. Great lob. There's the hit. Oh, and a great lob combo. Oof. Good looking point here. Good call. Great help. That's good. Nice dig.
Test that.
How about that? Deuce.
You didn't think this match was just going to end, did you, Brad?
That's great. But I was so surprised when he hit that just little dink back. He popped it up. You got to really, make that ball drop short, or you got to go with the body. And then the third option, just pop it up, and get out of there. But wow, deuce.
That was close too.
They're Great drive, and then the miss.
Advantage, Burus Irdoja.
Deep breath.
Deep breath is right.
You got to take your time here.
Oh, and he gets it. And there it is. Just out of nowhere, the crowd
Game
on the
Burus
side, you
Irdoja.
could hear
Score is 5-all.
shouting.
Third set.
Ton of fans here for Burus and Irdoja, and also for Anderson and Bostrom. Just incredible.
Well,
Wow.
it's fitting, Brad, that this match is going to go the distance because there has been really nothing separating these teams over the 3 sets.
I mean, that was just a strange game. You look kind of like they're in command. They have it, and then, of course,
Yeah.
one thing or another, a missed ball, and then got a couple of huge forehands from Irdoja.
And Irdoja and Burus put a great match point on that second match point.
Yep, they played a great one. And, of course, are we going to talk about that ball that you think was out?
I wasn't
Didn't
going to
call
bring it
out?
up again, but it was out.
All right, and this is where
15 love.
something like that happens, and the tables can completely momentum flip. So if Irdoja and Burus can step on the gas and play some good ball here, see, that's not how they're
30
gonna
love.
miss 3 drives in a row, bam, bam, bam. You need a timeout. We just got it. That's exactly right. Our producer Kelly gives us the old timeout sign, and that's essentially what they need. Hey, look, we had it. Shake it off. On to the next ball. The one thing that's good, I think, that what I'm reading from this is I actually don't think Bostrom ever thought it was out. He just played it.
No, I don't think he did either.
Anderson didn't look at him either. I think they both think it was in, so they're not looking at it like they just missed an opportunity.
Right.
They're playing. They are looking at it like we just blew a game up.
Well, they still had 2
40-15.
match points.
Right, yeah. They are looking at that. That's
Yeah.
sitting and looming
Yeah.
on them. But the other thing that, we had this, and there's just a silly cutoff. Well, not a silly cutoff.
40 love.
All game
Yeah.
needs to be good, but the silly part was he just went for a tough winner behind him and just missed it. And you're seeing a complete flip from the 40-15. That's 6 points in a row for Burus and Irdoja.
Oh.
Oh! Just bodies him up.
40-15.
Well, maybe they can turn the tables back on him. Nope. All right, now they're serving
Game
to
Burus
stay
Irdoja.
in
Burus
the
Irdoja
match
lead the
and make it
third
to the
set,
first
6
semifinal.
games to 5.
Or will we get a third set tiebreaker?
I think we should play it out.
Well, that's not one of the choices, Brad.
Really? All right. I mean, and for Burus and Irdoja, it's just like, they just found this, right? It's been an uphill battle. They've been pushing the rock up the hill,
Yeah.
Sisyphus style the whole way. And now, they're not in command. They got a break here, but they've just won 7 points in a row. No,
And they only have to win
8
4
points in a
more.
row.
Yeah, they only have to
Only
win
gotta
4
points in a row.
Oh.
And there's a fault there from Anderson.
Love 15.
And when the wheels come off, you got to come off. Kelly Diesel, call timeout for him. Take another 10-minute injury timeout. Bostrom. See, and now things are so tight for Anderson and Bostrom that they can't, they're going to feel tight going for more on their overheads. And if the point lasts a long time back there, eventually you figure Irdoja is going to get a look, right? And that Irdoja forehand's coming to play. I feel like Burus is just going to do this. If they give him a spike or something, he'll take it. But pretty much this is what they're looking for. The Irdoja whipping those forehands. Ooh.
Or backhand.
Yeah. Great eye.
What?
Good call. Good call from Anderson.
15 all.
I think was going to play that. That was big. Finally, they get their first point in 9.
15-30.
That's the one thing Bostrom, when we talk sometimes, that he's got to wear. He has to stay still on his volley. He has a little jumpiness.
He jumped.
Now, that was no easy shot. I mean,
No.
it was a really good return, but he's already one of the best players in the country. If he could add that stillness, the complete stillness all the time in the volley, just another notch for him. There we go, some screaming for Powers and Hughes there. 15-30. The score now. Burus Irdoja up 2 points from the match. Getting all sorts of texts telling us that they think that ball was out, that Martin played an out ball. Funny. I think at this point you don't want to tell him.
He's gonna know.
Whatever happens, you don't want to tell him.
He's gonna know.
It is match
15-40.
point. Double match point for Burus and Irdoja. What a turnaround. Oh, just stuffs it. And great transition drive back. That is out.
Game, set, match.
And the war cry. The
Burus
Estonian
Irdoja
Croatian war
win
cry.
3-6, 7-5, 7-5.
Sign of emotion.
It's really sad that somebody had to lose that match.
Somebody did. And I tell you, it was just a great match, and what an ending. I mean, if you had to look at it on balance, without that ending, right, you would think that kind of Anderson and Bostrom actually had the better of that third set. And a lot of people are saying they already won it.
Yeah.
Because they played an out ball. But when it came down to it at the end, the little change in adversity, they couldn't handle it, and they lost their way in the last couple of games. And throughout the adversity, with the phone, with the out call, the foot faults and the behavior warning, Burus and Irdoja kind of just stayed the course. And first semifinal, congratulations to them. The number 6 seeds move on.
And we're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back with another match.
Yeah, we got Durant and Mitchell against the Rose brothers.
Yep.
And incredible stuff.
So
Wow.
don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA network, presented by eNet Live.